What is going on YouTube? It is MinecraftToGo here today. I'll be teaching you how to edit the GroupManager portion of this Essentials plugin for your Minecraft 1.0.0 craft bucket or Bukkit server. This is complex, okay? So do not skip through this tutorial. Do not skip through this tutorial. Do not skip through this tutorial. See, I had to say it 3 times because I know probably half of you already skipped through the tutorial and probably would have missed over that. It doesn't matter. And have you noticed how I always say what's up at the beginning of my videos, like every single one, and none of you guys tell me what's going on in your life, man. Way to go. Alright, now, but seriously, the first thing you want to do is open up your the folder where you saved all your server stuff, like all this jazz, and then you want to go to the plugins folder, and then finally the GroupManager folder, well, not finally, and just open up global groups, and you want to open it with Notepad++. So if you don't know how, you just right click and edit with Notepad++. But I set my default Notepad++ for YML and minimize that, and then go to the worlds, and this will right here will be your world name. Open that, and then we'll go open up groups.yml. Alright, so the first thing you see, you're gonna be like, holy shit, what am I supposed to do here? Okay, well, it's gonna be, to be honest, this is new, somewhat new to me, but I can understand it. It's not too difficult, I guess. Okay, so let's get started. Here, anything with this, like, if I do a hash, oh wait, 1 second, let me increase my size so you can see this. If I do a hash mark like so, then all this line will be commented. And I wonder if it does it like this. No, okay, that's what I thought. So if you want to make a note to yourself, you can do a hash mark and say, this is a intense, nope, spelled it wrong, intense note to myself. Fustora, something like that. Okay, so yeah, that's a comment. That's you're really not going to use it much for this, but I'm just going to show you that anyway. All right, so groups. Now with Notepad++, the thing I like is like you can minimize and expand things and all that jazz. So groups, you do not worry about this, and make sure every line ends in a semicolon. And while you're remembering stuff, go to Settings tab at the top, and then click Preferences, and then go Language Menu / Tab Settings, and right here it says Replace by Space. Check it, and if it's tab size, you want to make that 4. Now click Close. Alright, that's what you want to do. And now here is the rank name. So if you ever see on a server, they might say like peasant or default or just some noob or admin, so stuff like that. This is where you edit it. So you're gonna go, let's just make it peasant. Actually, no. Let's just call it default. Yeah, that'll work. That's complex right there. All right, and default. Now, if this is true, and you can only have one of this for your entire config, and it can't be true. If it's true here, it can't be true here, 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 or here, or else you'll get multiple errors. Okay. So default. Let's say I want to make builder true. Default, like this is what you're going to start off as soon as you join the server and you're brand new, all of that. So I just want to make this false, and 1 no matter what has to be true, or you'll get errors in your CMD. Whoa. So, and remember to save and save often. So now as soon as you join, you'll be a builder. All right, but this also means that you can demote them to this rank. And here I'm gonna put at the top in comments here. 1 second. Alright, I think, yeah, that's 1 too many. So if you want to promote someone, it's /man promote username rank. It is not case sensitive. And if you want to demote someone, it's man demote username rank. And if you're using demote, the rank has to be lower than what they are. And if you're doing promote, it has to be higher than what they are. But it cannot be higher than you. Or the same rank as you, I think, unless you have like a admin node, unless you're admin or op, I mean. So I'll leave that here, so if I ever come back to top, you can see that. Alright, so now we're going to these permissions, which are now in global groups. This means you have multiple worlds. They'll be this, they'll have all the same nodes, and you won't have to promote them to their rank if they got higher in that world, which I found as a pretty big problem. Okay. So here you can just add nodes if you want just for this world. Let's say I want them to have essentials.item or give. This means when they do /give name. This will have to be their name. It'll be like get essentials that give other and give items to other people, but slash give name item ID and then amount for that stack. This is like that node, all right? So I can add it here, or I can add in global groups. Now this will be only for the this will only be for the world. But if I do global groups, this will be for every world. Now there's a difference between Bukkit default and Essentials default and the global groups.yml. These are the nodes. It works the same as the groups.yml. And but here again, this is for every world they go into. They'll have all of these nodes, okay? And you make sure you have these groups at the top, because if you don't have that, none of your config will work. Bukkit default, that's just and right here you see that they inherited. I'm getting off topic. All right, I'm supposed to be focused on this. So this once I give them this node right here, it's a dash and then a space and then the node. There's no quotes or anything, but you might notice right here there's dash bucket.command kill. This is I'm not sure what that node is, but in some commands there'll be an extra dash. Just don't worry about those. Just you want to probably keep the nodes what they have. And so the reason you have nodes is when you have a new plugin. Let's say you get world edit, and you want to give defaults world edit dot extinguish, which means they can extinguish fire in like a radius, but like that. So this is how you do it, and they can't and you don't want them to have world edit dot wand. That means they can't do / wand and all that stuff, but that's a different plugin. But it's very useful to have like you're basically segregating them into different groups with different rights and abilities and all that stuff, which is like much like you'll see in the real world or in a business. With the higher up you go, the more stuff you can do and all that. And again, if I want to have them given, if I want them to, oh my god, I'm getting so off topic, but there's so much information. This is how you add a node and essentials underscore global groups essentials.give. So now they'll have this for every world they go into. But I do not want them to have that, because then they'll be able to give themselves items and cheat through it and be all blippity blue. Alright, so next is inheritance. So what are they going to inherit when they go up to a new rank, or what rank or what would they have for global if for this rank? It's okay, so you have this G stands for global, alright? If it's in global, you basically copy this and it's basically pasted here. So this is what they have, and you probably want this. So if they don't inherit this, they only have the command is dash bucket command.kill, and again we're working under default. So that's bad, and I mean they're like, oh, this server sucks, man. I can't even do /help to see what commands I have. God, this server sucks. I'm writing a bad review. I'm gonna rage quit out here. And they snap, and then they're magically gone. So yeah, that's pretty bad. So if it's here and then they're inheriting here, which is basically, let's say I want them to have a builder. Somehow they managed to inherit builder, so it's like some inception crap, but we're going to do it for temporary. You're just going to do dash builder, and this right here is that right here. Okay, this has to be the same as that, but it's not case sensitive. But if you do like builder group, that's not going to work because you haven't defined it unless you make this builder group. Then they inherit all those nodes and all the nodes builder has for global groups. Quite cool, quite cool. All right. So, but I don't want them to have builder, because then they'll have nodes, and I think builder has give themselves crap command. No, but they have they can make a lot of signs, and it's like they're new. Let's see if they're proven worthy of having all these commands. All right. Let's see what else. So let's see let's say this wasn't there. This is Bukkit essentials default. So they only have Bukkit default, that global group right here. This means they can only broadcast or something like that. I think this might be /broadcast. I'm not really sure. You might have to check in with the Essentials website to see what each command is, because a lot of these are new in the 1.0.0 update, or the build 1597 update. Yeah, that's what it is. So I need to give them this, alright, because it's defined in here, but we want them to actually have it so they can do all this crap in whatever world. Just do copy it, dash, space, paste, and make sure to copy that G, or else to say, hey, this essentials default is not in here. What the heck are you talking about? You crazy or something, boy? So yeah, it'll be like that. Alright, next one is info. This is where most of you want your stuff. It's prefixes. So let's say this is default. Let's make them. Let's say we want them to know what default is. Default. You simply just type what you want to hear. And what's this and E I see? This is a color. This is what the color of this tag right here is going to be. It's like, oh, that's quite interesting. You're probably saying to yourself right now. On my server, which will be launched hopefully soon again, because the 1.0.0 and the complaints about being boring and all that, it's much more fun. That's a little off topic. The default, they are yellow, because I think the color white is mixed too much with the text, and that gets, I don't know, this looks so much cooler. So if you go on Google, Chrome, you want to type in Minecraft color codes, caps, and click the first one. This is in the description. This will be like the third link, somewhere around there, and scroll all the way down until you get to this right here. These are the color codes. Like and E is yellow, and D is pink, and 6 is gold, and A is bright green. All that, and right over here, not all this is right there. This is what it'll look like in game if the background was white, but this is what the text looks like. So let's say I want to make it gold. I'll just make this 6. So now it says default in gold, and usually you want to put a space here because this will be their username, like this, and then their message. This is exactly how it would appear unless you change it in the essentials. Control S. So yeah. And now let's say they want to have a suffix. This comes before what they're saying. So let's say we want the suffix to be a light green. And remember, if it's a letter for the color code, it has to be lowercase. If you do uppercase, for some reason it doesn't like it and it doesn't work. But also that's good in case you just want. And you also don't have to have these brackets. I prefer it more because it separates it, and so you can tell what's actually part of the username and all that. And after I do the brackets, I do a space because it'll be right next. If you don't do a space, it's gonna be right next to the username like this. So that doesn't look good. So you gotta do space. I mean, you don't have to. And I usually do a space before anything in the suffix. Is like the same thing for this. And you can put I'm a noob, but you can't do single quotes. I'm a noob. So yeah, so this is how it would appear. Let me do a comment. So it'll be gold default. Well, that'll be capitalized. Default. Let's say I'll do myself. I'm Swarnix Killer, soon to be MinecraftToGo, because I reserved that. Ends crap like this, and then I'm a derp sicko. Yeah, that's how I spell it. Okay, and then it'll be I'm a noob, or I'm a noob. Boop, boop, boop. This is exactly how my message would be, except for this part, because I mean I can type different stuff. Just we'll just make this message. There we go. That's perfect. So yeah, this is how it will look out. So this gives you a basic idea, and this is completely customizable too. If you don't like square brackets, you can use this, and so then it'll look like this. So it's really cool stuff, and it's good for segregating, so you can tell who's a higher rank than other. Oh, and another trick I like to do, just to see who's like, if you have like these weird rank names, like I'm actually the highest level here. It's like, but it says you're a peasant. Oh yeah. There's no way you can prove it if like an admin isn't on. So I usually do the number. Oops. Then okay, where'd I go? That's back there. So I usually do a number of like what they are. Like from 1 is the lowest and like whatever's being the highest. So yeah, that's how that's how I would do it. So then it'll appear like this. But we don't need this. All right, and now here's builder. It's exactly the same for every single one. It's simple as all that jazz. And the reason, I didn't explain this before, but the reason why you can't do single quote is because it thinks now that this is your suffix. and it doesn't recognize that this thinks it's just some add-on text, and it's going to cause a whole bunch of errors because now it will think all this is some other quote. So that's why you cannot do oops, 1 second. You cannot do you can't do quotes, but you can think you might be able to do double quotes. I'm not sure. You can test it out. If you get any errors, it won't work then. So yeah. And again, permissions. Oh, I forgot. Let's say you want to make a rank. All right. Well, let's make a stupid rank. So click enter, and we're gonna make a rank called L. Just to mention, this is 2 spaces. This is 4, 4, 4, and after info, it's 6. So yeah. Groups. Let's say we'll make a griefer, because you don't want to ban them for some reason because they're your dearest old pal. So now if we do tab, we're right up on this tab, 4 spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4. Default, no, which is false. We don't use no, use false. Permissions. Let's say you don't want them to have any permissions because they're a griefer. You simply do 2 square brackets like this on the same line. It means they have no permissions whatsoever unless they inherit it through the global groups, which we'll get back to later. So you don't have to do any of this because they don't have any permissions you want them to have. And then you do inheritance. And I think I might have forgot to mention this, but inheritance is what group nodes they get. So let's say, notice here it says this guy inherits default, so he inherits this command right here. So you don't have to re-put it or put it. Yeah, like I think re-put it's right. You don't have to put it again right here for everything, so it makes it a lot shorter, and plus it will inherit all of these commands from the global groups, which is very helpful. Mike's like, oh, that's right now you might think that's stupid. I can just enter all the nodes, yeah. But if you have to change one from there, you get to get changed in the rest basically. So that's why you want it. It's good to have in one central place. So this means the builder, he would get these 2, and wow, that's a lot of commands. So he would get all these nodes. This is all the nodes he would get, plus this one. Wait, where is it? This one, yeah, right here. And let's say, just for some reason, you just want these guys to inherit the griefer, which I would not recommend. You just simply go do this, griefer, and now they'll inherit all the nodes. If you want them to inherit, make sure they're before in the chain, because if you do after, they're going to have a lot more nodes than they should. So this guy, he's going to inherit no one because he's a stupid little griefer. So this is how it looks. Brackets mean nothing at all. Not a bit. Now we're going on to info. Info, colon, tab, or tab, and then back 2 spaces. Now it's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to do a prefix. Going to colon. Then you're going to do single quote, but 2 of them. And then you're going to do build false. We do not want these guys to build. And then the suffix. Oh, I never went over building. Now, if you don't say, usually for building, you cannot build at all for true. If it's false, so if you want them to build, just make that true. But since they're griefers, you probably don't want them to build and all that. So prefix. Let's make it red, which is 2 or 4 or C, but I use 4 because it's cooler red. I'm a griefer. Don't trust me. No, that'll be in the end. I'm a griefer. 1, 2, 3, space. And C, lowercase. Don't trust me. And then forever alone. GIF. That GIF. Yes, exactly. But no, you can't do pictures. That'd be pretty cool if you could do pictures for prefixes and suffixes, but you cannot, which is sad. So there, that's how you create a new group, but I'll create another group later. And now we have this owner. Default false, because you don't want everyone to be an owner where they can grief. Now, right here, you'll notice, what is this? You said you can't put you said you can't put quotes in this, and what's this star for? That's not a node. Technically, it is a node. It means you have every single command, alright? You are the top dog. No one can defeat you except Chuck Norris and Bruce Lee. So yeah. So this, to do it, you can't just do dash star, because this thing is actually an actual node. So you have to do single quote, star, single quote, like that. So which means they have every single node. They inherit admin, which either way, admin would inherit builder, or moderator, which inherited builder, which inherited default. which did not inherit Griefer, because Griefer is a lonely little thing. So yeah, and you can do prefix. You can edit for every single one. Derp. Or no, herp. We'll make that one herp. And we're gonna make this a bright green and a lowercase herp derp, like that. So if we go into the game, we promote ourselves with /man promote. Oh, there is one more actually. You can't really promote yourself unless you go into the users, which I'll be showing you in a little bit. You have to do man select. This is in CMD world name, and then once you do this in CMD, you can do any command you want, or any of these commands. So you can promote from CMD. If you have some third-party plugin that lets you like control from your iPad, then you'll be able to do these. Just so yeah, and they can promote yourself. Let's say I want to promote Swornix Killer, me, to add owner. I do /man promote Swornix Killer. It's not case sensitive, but I don't know. And then rank owner. Again, it's not case sensitive, so I can just do owner with a little O like that, and I can do Swornix Killer like this. It just has to be spelled correctly for both. All right, and I think that's actually about it. Let's see. Yeah, that's it. And you can even have like we'll create one more rank. All right, we'll give ourselves some epic nodes. So we're just going to copy owner, because we're going to be complete boss. Go back to the start, right here. This is line 75. Bloop. Paste it. Now, if we have like this, two of the same, it will not work. So we're just going to make this God. Or no, something that's not really offensive to some people. Chuck Norris. Yes. And you can do spaces in this, but to promote, you have to put actual space in the thing. So usually I'll just go like this or this. It doesn't really matter. You can even do an underscore, do whatever you want except quotes. Default false permissions. He's going to have this, and there's always some for plugins that if you won't inherit, if you have op and this, you have to actually have the node, and that's usually defined by another dash sometimes. So let's say I want man promote. Wait, essentials dot. What is it? So yeah, it's like essentials dot man promote. So yeah, I think it's under global group. Let's see, right? Should be extra dash. Yeah, essentials. This is usually for like CMD command. I don't know. I really don't know what you use the extra dash for. I guess they just like it like that. Trying to think where I was. Oh yeah, I was over here. So yeah, that's how you add commands, and you can have this right here, prefixes and suffixes as any other thing in there. You can even have all the same, just like bro, brah, you okay, brah, broski, brah. Yeah. So you can just have anything. If I had it like this, you couldn't distinguish them in any way. So yeah, that's why you have prefixes and suffixes to distinguish and show rank. So we can make this Chuck. Where's it? Chuck Lee. It's a combination of Bruce Lee and Chuck Norris. You can't get any better than that, except if you put some other dude into the equation, then it gets worse actually. All right, so now, again, if you want to add nodes for global groups, make sure you have G, which stands for global. This, and then this little colon at the end. Enter 2 spaces, permissions. And under permissions, there is no space. This is dash. There's no half tab or tab. It's dash space. Then, oh my god, I'm really getting off, like, kind of losing my train of thought. But you get, I mean, just like basically reference it off of what you have here. Okay. So now we don't need any of those. Yay! We're done with this tutorial. And nope. Haha. So now let's say if you click on your server folder, plugins, GroupManager, world name, and then click users, which is the same directory as everything else we've been working in except global groups. So users, you'll see you already have some guys here. These are the people who created it, I think. So let's say you want to just, instead of doing /man promote, you want to make yourself instantly owners. You're going to do space. This is 2 spaces, and make sure you do users right there. You have that. This I believe is case sensitive, but probably not. It'll probably autocorrect itself since it's a pretty smart plugin. Subgroups. Now, subgroups. This is cool. Actually, no, I'm not going to get into that. You can Google that. It's not really important. Permissions. Let's say, actually, no, I'm going to be a default, okay? But I like this guy, okay? He's like my favorite student or whatever. He's my Billy Bob Joe. I want him to have essentials.give, which means he can give himself stuff. I think essentials.items when you do /i, id, amount, like that. But I would just want to make sure we're just going to do give, alright? So he can give himself stuff, right? Because he's my special student, favorite student, like that one scene from Star Trek. I love that. Actually, that's the only thing I watched in Star Trek, the most recent one in 2009. Watched it like 7 times because that's all I have to watch when the power's out. So group. And now group, this is what you will define in here. So let's say default. So he'll be default. But let's say it's like he becomes even more my favorite student or whatever, prodigy or whatever. Then he's gonna become Chuck Norris. Yes, he becomes Chuck Norris, but he already has this command, so it'll be useless. So you can go like this and like that. So yeah, so when you do /man and promote, this is what is changed. There's nothing in there. It's right here. All right, so that is it. GroupManager. There is a config right here. I'll go over it. Op overrides. Actually no, it's pretty well explained here. So yeah, just if you want to edit it further, go to config, and this also makes constant backup. So let's start our server. Make sure there are no errors. Slow since it only has 1 gig of RAM. It's just a tutorial. It's preparing. This is yep, it loaded. Warning: there is no group Chuck Norris. Ooh. Yes, the Swarnix killer is set to builder. So okay, this is not good. Well, no, it's probably a simple error. Open up Notepad, and we're gonna go to our groups. What? Oh, I forgot there was no space there. So just type and stop here. It's gonna stop and save. Click enter. Open back this up, and go to users. And now I am Chuck Norris without a space. Start.bat. Maximize. And alright, there is no warnings, which means it worked. Let's say you have like something, actually, no, I'll do it. I'm gonna do it. Let's say, alright, groups. Let's say I forgot to put this right there. Okay? I'm forgetting this colon right here. Click enter. Minimize all of that. And click start.bat. Now we're gonna get like a whole bunch of errors. You're gonna be like, oh my god, what did I do? What did I do? And so, okay, so right here is actually gonna tell you what you need to do, but sometimes it's not always going to be, like, you don't know what you're supposed to do, so just click stop, right there. And now, a link in the description was going to take you to this YAML parser, but I don't have it on hand, so I'm going to go YAML parser. Just Google it. And it's the first link, but it's also in the description now. Here, we're just going to go here, Control A, Control C, and now I'm going to go here, Control A, V. Alright, so it's error. While scanning a simple key and Unicode string. This string is like a string of text, which is right here. Line 67, if you go here, it will say that this is line 67, and it should say it's expecting permissions. It's going to say this is the line. Could not find, this pretty bad grammar, could not find the expected colon, which means, and here, the bottom part is going to say, oh, like this, why is this connected, or whatever. Just put a colon there, and this is your output. If you have an output, whoopsie daisy. If you have an output like this means it was successful, right? It's like the best, this is what you want, right here. And you notice that it will add all these because, yeah, that jazz. So, thanks for watching, YouTube, and let's make start.bat. Make sure, wait, we didn't change it in here. Nope. And you can also edit it in-game, or not in-game, but while your server's running, so you don't have to stop it. Reload, and hopefully we should get no errors. It's gonna take a while to reload. Okay, it's taking a little bit. So I will be performing a chicken dance, but you can't see it, so oh wait, no, it already reloaded. You can just click stop. So yeah, there's no errors, and just to make sure, the final blah start up at how long have I been recording? Like 30 minutes, whatever. But you'll see a warning, right? Config is broken for XMPP. That is not really anything big. So thanks for watching, YouTube. If you liked it, please subscribe right there. I love doing that. And if you missed the first part, why you're watching this, probably none of this made sense. Well, it could have actually still made sense. It's just that the blippity blip bleh is all like, you're like, okay, what's all this I'm supposed to be doing? So yeah, subscribe right here to the link that's been going on every time I've been saying this. You know, the Minecraft text right somewhere around here, I guess. Bloop, 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 subscribe. Oh yeah, yeah. Before I start talking in another circle that goes on forever, thanks for watching. I make a lot more tutorials. So if you like these, if you need help, I'm your man. So if you want to be notified, subscribe. Thanks for watching. And I just wanted to